Getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. If you come back, you will be executed. You will be killed immediately. Not going to be easy, but we'll do it.
Fact check. What you just heard him say, the former president, current Republican nominee, is requesting an illegal order. So those are the kind of orders that, if issued, are still immediately illegal. There is no immediate kill policy allowed. U.S. officials take an oath to the Constitution, not to any president, even Donald Trump and whatever he thinks he can order, even if he's reelected. U.S. officials would have an obligation to resist that kind of unlawful order. And separately, groups might sue to try to get a court injunction preventing anyone from just doing immediate executions on the border. And this is not just me as a lawyer turned news anchor reminding you of some technicalities. We have precedents. Judges swiftly halted Trump's immigration bans because they were found to be likely to be unlawful. So they were halted pending further court review, which means even though he said do it, everyone who follows the Constitution, people in law enforcement, DHS, said no. And by the way, that travel ban did not involve something as extreme as people being, quote, killed immediately, end quote.
And let us be very clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. Never again. Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that? Let us get through the next 64 days. How about that?
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3, and this is your Hill Report news break. Now, I had never seen this footage before, and I really don't think, I really hope that folks would not follow those orders. But suggesting that you would execute people crossing the border, that is that's over the line. If you agree with that, I know a lot of people give backlash for anybody who comes against Trump, but you didn't give any backlash when we ripped Biden apart and got him up out of here, when we told Kamala she was the worst candidate ever. But now Trump he's really coming off as unhinged. Take a look.
I said right then, I said, okay, Trump ain't gonna say no more shit that throw me off guard. Then Trump said the shit that shocked the world. You was watching the news, had your breakfast blunt, and it scared you and your breakfast blunt. Trump said, grab him by the pussy. Where the fuck they do that at? Here we been shaking bitches' hands and hugging and shit. Trump don't give a fuck. And you can tell he really be grabbing bitches by the pussy too. Because if you watch the news, Melania will not grab that motherfucker's hand for nothing. Every time she grabs for his hand, she do karate. I know where your hands been.
You must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. To you. Belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our American liberty is your God-given right.
Who's your president? As a statesman, it was Obama. He was the best statesman we've ever had, the best speaker. He was an example, in my opinion, of someone who's better than us, who's running the country. This is a guy who's like very educated, very articulate, brilliant guy, lawyer, and the way he speaks is presidential. The way he holds himself is presidential. He doesn't get overly emotional. He's not attacking people. It's like I trusted that he was a statesman. He was a shining example of the best of us.
Well, being a network news media with no dog in the fight, I could say that there's a lot of dangerous rhetoric coming from the podiums of these rallies on both sides. I really hope that folks tamp it down, because we do want to have a peaceful transfer of power for whoever it's going to be, and we don't want a civil war. But the rhetoric, the bases, they're all riled up, and it's really disturbing. Let's get into some more.
And then, I'm not even making this shit up. This motherfucker grabbed the podium. He goes, "You don't know how scary the things I read in my briefings are." And I was like, holy shit, man. You ain't supposed to tell us that, bro. That's bad leadership. Even as a parent, you think I'm gonna sit my kids down? Hey, little man, come here real quick. I just wanna holler at you for a second. Yo, I'm 3 months behind on the rent, nigga, and I am worried. Very worried. Go to school and have a productive day, nigga. I was just thinking out loud, getting some shit off my chest. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? This is bad, man.
President Trump, your
Well, first of
response?
all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him. But I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many, many billions of dollars, many, many billions. And when people see it, they are even surprised. So we don't have to talk about that. Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police, she's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one. Just to finish, one thing so important in my opinion. So I got the oil business going like nobody has ever done before. When they took over, they got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the prices were going up the roof. They immediately let these guys go to where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher, because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They got it up to where I was because they had no choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and doubling. You saw what happened to gasoline. So they said, let's go back to Trump. But if she won the election, the day after that election, they'll go back to destroying our country, and oil will be dead, fossil fuel will be dead. We'll go back to windmills, and we'll go back to solar, where they need a whole desert to get some energy to come out. You ever see a solar plant?
Well,
by the way,
unfortunately, the direction that politics in America is taking is taking a nasty turn. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you're a military officer or something and you were given that order to kill an illegal, would you do it? Would you have done it back when the Mayflower hit the shores? Would you have done it when the Irish immigrants came in? Would you have done it any other time there was an influx of immigration into a nation of immigrants? Come on, guys. Calm down. Let's hear what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, comment. I want to hear what you think. You guys have been having some great discussions on both sides. It's WD3 Hill Report News Break, and we're out.